All right, y'all. So I'm real hyped to bring this video to you. I'm super excited about it. The question that we've all been hearing since the Hurricanes got off to this real good start. I've been hearing it on ESPN. I've heard it on YouTube. I've seen it written all over the internet. And that question is the U back? Since the Hurricanes got off to this real good start, everybody's asking that question. So leave it to me, your guy Jordan, number one Hurricanes fan. Leave it to me to give the definitive answer on that question. But before we get into it, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. Every like that we receive, every subscription that we receive, I really appreciate it because it helps me take care of my family even better. So I appreciate that. All right, so let's get into it, man. Before you can actually answer a question, you got to be able to define the question first. Something that I learned in college back in the day. So there's a little bit of college information for you if you weren't crazy enough to go spend your money at one of these universities. So first, let's define what is the U. So if we're able to say, is the U back? First, we got to know what is the U. So let's talk about what the U actually is. So Hurricanes won 5 national championships. That's from 1983, 87, 89, 91, and 2001. So that's 5 championships, all between 83 and 2001. It's just dominance, complete dominance. And I know a lot of y'all probably called Miami the U, like in the 90s. It was said that some people in Florida called the U like in the mid 70s. Once they came up with that logo, people started calling it the U locally. But I've always been told things don't really arrive until it becomes a nationwide thing. And I live in Kansas, and I can tell y'all right now, I was not calling Miami the U. I had never even heard the term the U until 2001. That's when I first started hearing about the U. And I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, okay, Miami. That's the U, I guess. So that's when I first found out. So the U is not based on one season. The U is based on complete dominance from 1983 all the way to 2001. Also, the U is based on a football team that was just ridiculous, like ridiculous. Talking about the 2001 Hurricanes, they had players all over the field that were going to the NFL. A lot of them were going to College Football Hall of Fame. That 2001 football team, I believe it's the best football team of all time in college football. And as most people who look at college football, they also think that 2001 Miami Hurricanes team is the best football team of all time in college sports. So when we talk about what is the U, we also got to talk about the individual awards. 2 Heisman Trophy winners, 77 All-Americans, 12 College Football Hall of Fame inductees, 11 Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees, which includes my favorite player of all time, Ed Reed, and 66 first-round NFL draft picks. All of that encompasses what the U is. So first, we've got all the things we talked about first, which is those 5 championships. And then we talk about all these accolades, 77 All-Americans, 12 College Football Hall of Fame inductees. What else is the U? The U is also this 34-game win streak from 2000 to 2001. I'm sorry, from 2000 to 2002, which was ended horribly by Ohio State, which also is what made me become a Miami Hurricanes fan, which is crazy. So 31-game win streak. Also a 58-game home winning streak, which is crazy, from 1985 all the way to 1994. That's just crazy, y'all. Like a 58-game home winning streak that goes across 9 years is nuts. So that also is what that also is what the U is. This is actually my favorite streak, and a lot of people don't even really consider this very important, but I remember keeping up with this like crazy. I actually remember when it ended, and I was like heartbroken. But the famous Miami NFL touchdown streak refers to the University of Miami Hurricanes 149-week run where at least one former player scored a touchdown on every NFL regular season game from week 15 of 2002 all the way until November of 2011. So every NFL week in the regular season from 2002 all the way to 2011, some a former Miami Hurricanes football player scored a touchdown in the NFL. It's just craziness. Like it's crazy. Uh, I remember one year, like I remember one week, like the first slate of games, there was no Miami players that scored a touchdown. I'm like, uh-oh, this might be the day that ends it. And then the second flight of games that came on, I think it was like Jimmy Graham ended up scoring a late touchdown in the fourth quarter. And they're like, NFL Network was like, Miami fans, celebrate, your streak is still alive. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I think it ended up being cut like the next year. We ended up losing that streak. But that's like one of my favorite things about the Hurricanes. That's part of what makes the U to me is the fact that these players didn't just perform well in college, but they went to the pros and showed out. And they weren't just role players. Like these are actually stars who are scoring touchdowns consistently and who are leading their teams in the NFL. So that is what makes the U to me as well. Notable players who contributed to this streak. Jeremy Shockey, who actually went to school uh, with my, who went to school in this little bitty town called Stonewall, Oklahoma. It's got like 500 people in it, and that's where my family's from. That's where my mom's family's from, Stonewall, Oklahoma. Same town as Jeremy Shockey, which is crazy. Clinton Portis, Andre Johnson, Willis McGahee, Frank Gore, and Jimmy Graham. They all contributed to that crazy, crazy streak. But yeah, like it says here, the streak was snapped when no Hurricane players scored touchdowns during the week November 2011. Craziness. I remember that. I was like, strangely, like really sad about that. Yes, it just felt like it was all over. Because the university wasn't performing well as far as on the football field. So it's like we still got hope because we still got folks like Ed Reed and Ray Lewis in the NFL. Jeremy Shockey still scoring touchdowns. We doing all right. And then once that ended, it's like, dang, college football is not going well, and they're not holding it for us in the NFL either. Tough. What else defines the U? All of these players help define the U. And again, these are not just decent players. These are monsters in the NFL. Not just monsters in college football, but monsters in the NFL. Yes, Ed Reed, my favorite player of all time. Not just Hurricanes player, my favorite football player of all time, Ed Reed. Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp, who played for my Buccaneers, got a Super Bowl. Sean Taylor, Ken Dorsey, Edrin James, Bernie Kosar, my man's second favorite Hurricane of all time, Michael Irvin, who gets busy on people apparently online. Y'all saw that video. Vinny Testaverde, Reggie Wayne, Santana Moss, Devin Hester, Bryant McKinney, Jim Kelly, Jeremy Shockey again, Jonathan Vilma, Clinton Portis, Andre Johnson, DJ Williams, Willis McGahee, Antrell Rowe, Philip Buchanan, Frank Gore. I mean, like Vince Wilfork, another one of my all-time favorites. Greg Olson, Dan, like these are huge names, man. Dan Morgan, Kellen Winslow II was one of my favorite players ever, especially that crazy video. He was going nuts in the locker room. Calais Campbell, who is still playing in the NFL somehow. Cortez Kennedy, Philip Buchanan, Philip Dorsett, and newly to this list, Xavier Restrepo, one of my favorite players. But these people, these players is what makes the U. So let's run through all that stuff real quick, man. So before I give y'all an actual definitive answer on if the U is back, let's run through this stuff real quick one more time. 5 championships in a span of from 1983 to 2001. This is not a span of 50 years like you see the Oklahoma Sooners celebrating like we've got this many championships over 70 years. No, this is a small window, 1983 to 2001. We also got these individual awards, 2 Heisman, 77 All-Americans, 12 Football Hall of Fame, all that stuff. Then you got 34-game win streak, 58-game home winning streak from 1985 to 1994, which is nasty work. And then my favorite, which is the streak, 149 consecutive weeks scoring a touchdown. All right, so all of that makes the U. So I'm going to answer the question right now. Is the U back? A definitive answer to that is absolutely not. The reason why I say absolutely not is because the U is not built on one team. It's not built on one year. It's built on a span of excellence 5, 10, 15 years of dominance. That's what the U is. So you cannot say that the U is back because they've put together a really good team. Does this team look reminiscent of some of those teams during the U era? Maybe, getting there, but the U is not back yet, y'all. For us to be able to say that the U is back, we've got to put together a string of, I would say over a span of 10 years, we got to put together 2, maybe 3 championships. If not 3 championships, win 2 of them and then get to like the semifinals or maybe get to the finals and lose that game. But consistently fighting for the top recruiting class, that's what the U looks like. Consistently competing for national championships every single year, that's what the U looks like. Being in the top 5 at the beginning and the end of the year, every year, that's what the U looks like. So, again, is this team really good? Heck yeah. This team is really good. Is the U back? No, not yet. It's going to take some years to be able to say that the U is back. All right, so that's all that I got for y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like the video. Once again, please subscribe if you have not yet. That's all that I got for y'all today, so please take care. God bless. Peace.